Good evening, my name is Michael St. Ors, and I will be performing Concert Piece by W. Brandt with my accompanist, Mr. Ryan Avenito.
Michael, great job. I mean, there's a massive amount of content in that solo. I mean, you never get a chance to just feel like, "Ooh, this one's gonna be in the bag," right? I mean, because there's just, whether it's range or whether it's tricky articulation or whether it's challenging, just challenging rhythmic things, or it's just, I've been playing for 5 minutes straight. I haven't had a chance to like empty the water out of my instrument yet. There's challenges all around. I have not heard this piece since I was in college, and I won't tell you how long ago that is. But the thing about, I don't know, I'm assuming you study privately. So have you ever played out of the Brandt's Etude book?
I have not, no.
Yeah, it's a great book. Ask Mr. Harloff about that at some point. It's a wonderful etude book. And as I was listening to you play, it reminds me of so many of the exercises that are in that book. And I think really what he did was he sort of just took the best of so many of those exercises, which are based on orchestral excerpts, and created this really cool solo. From a technical standpoint, the last page of it is really, really hard, right? So what I'll suggest is to figure out like the sweet spot tempo that you're going to be able to get that, to really figure out what that tempo is going to be, and then just commit to it. I mean, there are certain things that you can be flexible with, and then there are certain things that you're going to have to drive the stake in the ground and say, this is where it's going to be at, right? Because you need the predictability of the tempo to execute the technique, right? Yeah. And when you get to the andante, the quasi largo section, there you can push and pull more, right? Because it's supposed to, and it feels differently from a technique standpoint, and you have other things to consider. But when you get to these really technical sections, in the myriad of variables that you have, you've got to have one constant, and that's got to be the tempo, right? So you find your tempo, that's the sweet spot, and that's what you drive your stake in today. You know what I mean? Yeah. And then, 3 years from now, as you continue to play and your skills continue to advance, then maybe you try a different tempo. You'll learn tricks along the way, how to create some of those really, really challenging aspects of this solo. The general put together of this piece is really well done. Your accompanist did a great job. You should take that dude out for a pizza. You played really, really well. You did a really good job of following as well. I mean, there's times as an accompanist when you sort of need to say, my job is to make the soloist sound great, right? I mean, that's every accompanist's job, is make your soloist sound great. And you did a really good job of working with him throughout that solo to just make it right. So kudos to you. There's a lot of notes in that accompaniment. So really well done. A very, very challenging and rewarding performance. Great job.
Thank you.